Welcome back guys, JC here, and this is my review of the Runcam Swift. I know I'm really late on this review. I know that there's already 100 of them out there. The only reason I'm giving you this review is because I'm doing the Runcam Swift 2 next, right after this video. So that way you can actually see the difference between the two cameras, and that should help you decide which one would be best for you. As always, I will go ahead and give you guys some flight footage to show you what it looks like. Let me begin by saying, before any professionals come in here and tell me why my OSD is flickering, I completely understand it's flickering. I did that on purpose to make a separate video, which I've already made, telling you how to fix your flickering OSD. That is kind of what this channel is for, teaching you how to fix things. But moving on, overall, I really enjoy this camera. I've been using it for the longest time. It's been one of my favorites for the longest time. There are newer and better cameras coming out nowadays, but they do also cost more. So with that said, even at this point in time, I really think the Runcam Swift is still one of my favorites because of how well it performs for how much money you pay. It has a great dollar to value ratio. The specific one I'm using here has the 2.1mm lens, so you do get that wide angle, and it is also IR blocked. You can also buy these cameras with different style lenses. I believe they also have a 2.5mm and maybe even a 2.8. I'll leave links to all the different cameras in the description below. It also uses the not universal thread pitch on the lenses, but whatever the most common one is, meaning it's the same thread pitch that the Foxier cameras use, the GoPro 1 and 2, and most other cameras. So finding a replacement lens is incredibly easy. It does work very well with the lighting transitions, going from a very bright spot to a dark spot, or when you're staring right into the sun. It doesn't do too well at night, but most FPV cameras don't, unless you have like the Runcam Owl, which is specifically made for nighttime. Well, not only do they have the Owl, but they also have the Owl Plus, and now the Eagle something. They got some kind of nighttime Eagle camera. So here's the camera itself. It does not come with this mounting bracket. This is actually off of one of my Hellbender frames. Whenever you purchase this, it comes with the protective lens cover, also inside the box. Well, first let me explain. On all of their boxes, I really like how they do this. You can actually scratch this off, and it's going to give you a number, and then you can go to Runcam's website, punch that number in, and that will tell you if you purchased an authentic Runcam or not. Inside the box, we get a few different mounting brackets, so I mean, really you can mount this camera to really anything. You've got this type of mounting bracket on the sides. You can put a screw through here and also put it through here. Now these things on the back side are for the other backing plate, which we have right here. So this camera actually comes with two different backing plates, and you can pick and choose which one you want. It also has this style mounting bracket that goes around the lens itself, and then you can run a screw or a bolt through that to this piece, and you can either mount this on the bottom of your frame or hang it from the top. Either way you want. It comes with all the bolts and hardware that you need to mount it, whichever way you decide. It comes with one of these cables that you can plug into the camera. That way you can just run this to your TV and get your picture that way. And it also comes with the OSD menu cable. Speaking of this OSD menu cable, I'm going to show you what the OSD menu looks like in just a second, but let me first explain that this is my most favorite way of using the OSD menu. The reason I say that is because with the Foxier cameras, they have the 4-pin JST connector and a 4-pin OSD cable like this. You plug this into your camera, and then on this side you get the like the RCA out, and then a barrel plug connector. I've modified mine just so I can make this mobile and actually make my setting changes outdoors where I want to make my setting changes. So the Foxier style OSD cable really isn't my favorite, but this is magical because it has a 3-pin JST connector, and it's just power, ground, and video. Run that to your video transmitter, and also power and ground. And then this cable actually has a 2-pin JST connector that is separated from that, so that way you can leave your camera inside your multi-rotor and you don't have to disconnect anything. Just plug this cable in, power up your multi-rotor, camera, video transmitter, everything, and then you can immediately make settings or the setting changes to your camera video. So I've got my camera plugged in to my multi-rotor, also plugged in the OSD control cable, and it's that simple. One thing I will add though is if you have your top plate on, trying to get this OSD cable plugged into your camera can be a hassle. What I used to do in the past is take these 2-pin JST connectors with they have a 1.25 millimeter spacing. You can order just the wires off of eBay, and I used to make my own extensions. So that way I would leave it plugged into the camera, and that way I can easily plug in my OSD cable with no hassle. This camera does not, like I said, it doesn't come with that extension, but the Runcam 2, I noticed that they actually started providing these extensions, so you don't have to make them yourself anymore. So that's just one more difference between this and the Swift 2. Alright, I'm going to place the lens cap on top of this camera just to help it see a little bit better. And with the OSD cable, I'm going to press the button straight down. That will open up your menu. And you can add a camera title, which is kind of like a call sign. You just press the right button and then press enter again. Then you can name your camera here. I don't do that because you can see in the top left of my corner I use the Betaflight's OSD feature, and I just do it that way. Just like with most other cameras, you can change your exposure, white balance, backlight, day and night, just the basic stuff, and that's pretty much it. Once you're done, then you can go to exit, and it exits. And that's basically it. There's really not that much to it. I mean, my overall thoughts are it's a great performing camera for the price. Like I said, there are better cameras out there. I am not saying that this is the best camera. I'm just saying that for the price, it performs very well. And I would say that it performs similar to the Foxeer HS1177. I just prefer the Swift more than the Foxeer just because of the OSD cable, the 2-pin JST connector. It makes life so much easier for making your camera picture setting changes compared to the Foxeer cameras. Not saying the Foxeer cameras are bad. Like I said, performance is almost exactly the same. I just hate their OSD cables. That's going to do it for this video, guys. So now you have an idea of what this is capable of, what kind of performance you can expect. Check out the next video where I talk about the Swift 2. I will leave links to this camera in the description below, as well as the replacement lenses and some other stuff. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.